Bring to us your poetry.
From inspiration sought.
Come join us with your images.
Your verses, words, and thoughts.
From here, we'll share your balladry.
For those who do not know it.
This platform's here for you to show
the world that you're the poet.
Welcome to episode 45 of You're the Poet, the poetry podcast featuring you. I'm host Matt Burgio, and I'm here with co-host Phil Burgio. Phil, welcome.
Anytime.
Here at You're the Poet, our purpose is to share our love of poetry with the world and invite you to do the same. I want to start by saying thank you to all of our listeners who have made You're the Poet possible. We hope you enjoy the podcast and the poetry that is shared here. This episode of You're the Poet is our Around the Table 2, where we've invited back past guests to join us in a roundtable discussion and sharing of poetry. So welcome, everybody. And to start things off, I'm going to go around and do some introductions. As I said in the intro, I'm Matt Burgio, the co-host of You're the Poet. I'm from Ohio.
I'm Phil from Ohio.
I'm Mars Robinson. I am a poet based in Chicago, originally from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I'm Benedict, a poet from the New Jersey, Philadelphia area.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Myers. I'm living in Northern California, but from the East Coast outside of Washington, D.C.
I'm Jonathan Phelps, and I'm from Key West, Florida.
Yeah, I'm Kevin Grant. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm a published author and poet. I'm the author of 2 books, first edition and second edition, The Mind of a Poet. And I'm from episode 33 and 43.
All right, so welcome to everybody. Well, we're here to we're here to hear some poetry. So let's get started with that. Mars, you're the poet. Show us what you've got.
Okay, this is from my Woodlands collection. It is called Black Girl Magic. That's not what I was told it was. I was told that it's in the blood. I was told that it seeped in through the fingers, not my mother or her mother or her mother before that. That the pricks laid open, weeping, and it seeped in with the sweat and the cotton that worked its way through veins and flesh, webbed itself over the heart, ran itself along the ribs and spine, and stayed there, in the genes, in the continued inheritance of tears and frustration. When the flesh split, when the white meat showed, before the blood ran fresh from leather strike, you could see it, the pounds of pressed cotton under brown skin. I was told that it pushed itself through us, in us, that it used to spill out into palm oil and elder leaves laid flat against inflicted hurts, that it used to build up in the lungs and feet whenever we stomp, whenever we march, whenever the teeth set in from boar dogs and cop boots. I know you were told that it was our education rates, our hair, our thirst for achievement, for differentiation, for recognition, respect, safety, desirability, joy, and value, pushing performance, driving determination, accelerating accomplishment. But it ain't none of that. That's not what it is. It is simply survival. It is continued existence under extended extermination. It is that we are here.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing. A lot of great, strong imagery there.
Excellent.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Gabrielle?
I love how you play with cotton as an extended metaphor, and then you give it a life, like it's this presence that's infiltrating and embedding itself. Really beautiful, I think, sensory descriptions throughout the poem. And what a powerful end we are here. Lovely. Thank you.
Hey, Benedict.
Yeah, that was very strong, Mars. I love the imagery, but the imagery that just blended into such true, raw, and truthful, honest feeling as well. Listening to that, there are things that I obviously couldn't relate to from not experiencing, or my relatives, ancestors not experiencing certain things, but it came pretty damn close to empathizing and understanding it just from hearing that. I mean, it really struck a chord. Well done.
Phil?
I'm probably the only one here. I'm the old guy that lived through the civil rights movement and saw it firsthand what was going on. And it struck me. It struck me. It stayed with me.
All right. Any other comments there?
Thank
was
you.
just, it was very powerful. Very powerful. You led that one.
All right.
A
Benedict.
lot of imagery in that. It was something like spoken word poetry, actually. It was very dramatic, and that was very creative.
Yeah, Mars is good. She's a good poet.
Yeah.
Jonathan, is there anything you wanted to say there?
Yeah, just that it was very powerful. It was very powerful. She led the words.
All righty. Let's move on from there. Benedict, we'll have you go next.
Okay, thank you very much. The poem I'm going to read is called River Fantasy. And a lot of my work is based on the daily challenges, the successes, the failures, the joys, the sorrows that all of us, experience on a day-to-day basis, from the minutia, to the largest events and happenings in our life. So this one is called River Fantasy. Along a river, contemplating waters amid thoughts distracting, late summer vines crawling, reaching orange prime, spreading, blending into my sense of wonder. Her soft brown hair flowing onto alabaster shoulders, standing alone along the water's edge, standing, also contemplating. Meeting her through the weaving of Lady Fortune's wheels spinning, virtuous courage strengthening upon my approach toward her. Eyes sparkling deep green, brighter than polished jade, as I continue staring deeply and keenly, trying not to be seen. Anxious to speak, but fearing the wrong word could end the conversation as quickly as temperatures dropping, faster than autumn winds carried by Zephyrus. Holding firmly, continuing to talk confidently, coherently, and courageously, moving closer as I steal a wondrous smile from her face. Time stopping. I'm left wondering how this story plays out, enjoying the moment along words and waters turning, gazing intently back into her eyes, begging for a return smile. I'm not overanalyzing or taking a victory lap too soon. These waters flowing, stepping into the deep end, soaking, and realizing while I am in this river again, I never stand in the same current more than once. Wishing she would accept my hand and swim with me in currents flowing, holding one another during future tides that may bring happy and challenging times. Visions begin evaporating and sinking deeper and deeper and deeper into the riverbed, awakening from a nap and a dream, contemplating as it all flows downstream. Benedict. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you for sharing, Phil.
I like that line, stealing a smile from her face. I like that. That's a good line.
Yeah, me too. I was going to say that I really like that line. And I like, you've been a guest a couple times, and I've also followed your work on YouTube. And you do such a great job with that spoken poetry sense that you've really got that stage presence in delivering your poetry. And I really like that. Mars?
Yeah, I think that there's just like this really patient and this quite lovely approach to sound with this poem. And there's a built pattern within that sound with these ing ending words. And it kind of you're able to kind of almost in a very interesting way, like not like quite obvious way, replicate this rhythm that bodies of water have, right? Like the way that we're revisiting certain vowels and the way we're revisiting the endings to those words, and yet not falling into kind of like, the typical ways that people try to emulate water. And I found that very interesting.
Thank you.
Gabrielle?
I really appreciated how you play with repetition and the weaving. And to me, it felt like you're kind of weaving the two things together throughout the poem with the repetition of wonder like spreading into my sense of wonder is towards the beginning of the poem, and then towards the end you have holding confidently, left wondering. There's really nice pairings like that throughout the piece. Like current is repeated, and then also contemplating. And so it's just this really like, it almost feels like a tapestry of the river that you're weaving for us, and a sampling of a day, but also a really deep connection that the speaker of the poem has with somebody. And then kind of that, you catch on that passion, I think, in a really nice way with it.
Thanks, Gabrielle.
Yeah, I like how you use the river as, imagery, and how the current is, you're standing in the same river, but you're under a new current. I really like that a lot.
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate that.
Kevin, any thoughts?
Just to say, very descriptive. I like how he played with words. I think he said, "Here falling on alabaster shoulders." Is that he said? Very descriptive. I like that. He played with words, very, very intelligent. Very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate the feedback, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You always do a great job of painting the picture of a scene.
Yeah.
All right. Let's bounce back a little bit. Phil, we're going to have you go next and share your poem for the episode.
Okay, I'm keeping these short because this is your forum. I'm just kind of like a spectator and co-host. But I wrote these while I was going to Maine. One's a limerick and one's a haiku. I'm going to do the limerick first. Took a long road to Maine. Some people would think it's insane. Ate good food and drank beer, two things I hold dear, and I could probably go back again. It's Reflections of Maine. The other one is my haiku, visiting back east, viewing mountains in the sea, heavenly design.
All right. Thank you. I think some people don't give poems like that credit, but I always love the simplicity of both the limerick and the haiku. And the limerick sometimes, for the humor and whatnot, but the haiku for the simplicity and just capturing a moment.
I wrote that limerick driving through Maine. Just, this is cool.
Benedict?
Could you do me a favor, Phil? Could you read that last haiku one more time?
Visiting back east, viewing mountains in the sea, heavenly design.
I love that. I just love that last heavenly design. It just almost sums up. And the haiku is obviously 3 lines, a short poem, but it almost feels like an epic in some ways.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
A truncated epic in some ways.
The last line of a haiku is supposed to tie everything together with meaning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you like that. Thank you.
Well done. And the first one was kind of almost like a Frostish, Robert Frostish type of thing.
He's one of my favorite poets.
Absolutely.
Gabrielle?
You capture so much with that line, visiting mountains and sea. And I love how that ties into the last line in like a really powerful way. And then with the first poem, the ate good food and drank beer, that also just captures so much, I think, of your experience.
That's me.
In a compact way. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, Acadia, you go up a Cadillac Mountain, and you're viewing the mountains, and the sea is right there, so you get the experience of both at the same time. So,
all right. Well, from there, we're going to move on. Let's do one more poem here before we take a quick little break to see what everyone's up to. Kevin, would you like to go next and share a poem?
Yeah, no problem. I'll do a piece from my first book, a poem called Unseen Music. This poem is about music, generally music. The effect that music has on us as human beings, right? And the influence that music has upon us, on our lives. Unseen music, invisible music, traveling through the atmosphere, created by different cultures, different minds, and different times. A timeless bliss or sadness, an emotional roller coaster, embraced by countless generations since the beginning of time. Making and breaking hearts, young lovers with dreams and aspirations, manipulated by crafty singers, creating magical moments only to be heard and felt but never seen. infected by romantic cupids as couples make love in erotic passion, while some choose songs to soothe their solitude and massage their weary minds. Between midnight and dawn, others choose to celebrate victories, medals, and trophies. Victories of World Cup, Olympics, and the West Indies cricket, musically driven in wild abandon, teenage lost in wild rebellion, from hormonal imbalance, while the invisible music plays on and on and on and on, victimizing us all, no matter what age, religion, or race we may be. Kevin Grant.
All right, thank you.
What's interesting about that, the poem I was writing today is about music. So
Yeah,
it's nice that other people write poems about music, not just of
Yeah.
music.
yes, music has an effect on everyone, right?
Big time, big time.
We are all victims of music. We are all victims of music,
Gabrielle,
whether we like it or not.
Gabrielle,
As I said, no matter what age, religion, or race we may be, we are all victims of music.
Gabrielle, you want to say something?
Yeah, I thought it was really neat how you capture the powerful impact that music has on us and how it can manipulate us and massage us and do all these like real intense physical things, yet it's invisible and unseen. You really do a nice job of capturing that. And I also thought it was just beautiful, the West Indies crickets, and then you capture teenage loss and rebellion, and yet the invisible music plays on and on. I really love that moment in the poem.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Benedict?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one, Kevin. That was great. I like how you kind of, excuse me, set the stage when you're talking about the traveling, right? The traveling and the different cultures and the emotion and the embraciveness of it. But what tied all of those in was time, the element of time. And, that was like a nice tie-in to all of those different aspects of music. A couple of lines that I really liked was manipulated by the crafty musicians, and then infected by romantic cupids. I love those lines. I love those lines. Those were great, great touchstones for the poem. And I would be remiss if I didn't say I love the mention of the World Cup. Shaka Hislop is one of my great favorite goalkeepers of all time.
Yes, he's a Trinidadian like me, you know.
I know he is. I know. Great job. Well done. Well done,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Well done.
He's a goalkeeper as well.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the comment I wanted to make, tying in with what A. Benedict said, was that whole concept of time. And I like that sort of that sum up right at the beginning about talking about music from different minds and different times. And I thought that sort of set that stage for that whole, all those different analogies and things you made and experiences that people had with music. So great job with that.
Thank you.
All right. No more comments there. From there, we're going to go, before we share some more poetry, I'd like to do some updates. Let's go around the table. We'll go counterclockwise this time. So Kevin, we'll start with you and just tell us a little bit about what you've been up to since your time on You're the Poet. I know you were just on episode 43 that just came out, if anyone hasn't heard that, but you can, talk a little bit about that. And I think you also had some interviews come out since we recorded the episode. So tell us what you've been up to.
Yes, as some of you may know, I was in episode 33 and I had episode 43, but that was the last one. And yes, well, as I said, I am the author of two books, two poetry books, which is available on Amazon, The Mind of a Poet, first edition and second edition. Anyone looking for it, you can look for it on Amazon. My time is taken up with marketing and promoting my books. And I'm trying to, besides getting book sales on Amazon, I'm trying to market my books locally as well in bookstores throughout the country and throughout the Caribbean. That's my goal right now. Yeah, I have interviews coming up still. I had an interview that was supposed to be last month, but it was postponed for August. That's supposed to go in a little island. Some of you may not know it, a little island called Tobago. I'm supposed to go over there. I have to take a plane to go there to do this interview, to highlight my books and to discuss my plans in the future. Yeah, I have a couple interviews on the radio as well coming up, local radio stations. And yeah, that's mostly taking up my time. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool. Jonathan, how about you?
I'm from episode 32. Lately I've been working on my second book. Besides that, just really writing a lot and just grinding the gears. I actually had a producer out of Nashville buy 2 of my poems that I posted on Facebook and turned them into country songs.
Nice.
Wow.
And after that, it's kind of opened up something else. So I've been going to songwriter festivals, things like that, and talking to people and trying to get more out there as well. That's really all it, besides the fact that the summer's ending and, I just got to see my daughter graduate from college.
Cool.
That's been all of it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Congratulations.
And I did want to,
Thank you.
yeah, I just want to say one note too. Since the last time you were on Facebook as Key West Poet, but that has changed, right?
That changed. Yeah. So something happened with the passwords and it made me restart. So now I'm My Shadowed Words.
So check out My Shadowed Words. Some great poetry being posted there by Jonathan. So, all right, Gabrielle.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Myers. I was on episode 28, and my third book, called Break Self Feed, was released last August. And then I have a new book coming out in October called Points in the Network. They're both available through Finishing Line Press out of Georgetown, Kentucky. And Points in the Network is now on pre-sale. So it's a discounted $2 off if you guys are interested. So I'm trying to pump it up and do video poems. And
Yeah, saving $2 would be great. Saving $2 would be very good.
Nice. Well, good luck with all that. And we'll be keeping an eye on that and sharing those, publicity things as they come out.
Thank you.
Hey, Benedict.
I'm going to sell my books for $3 off. This way, you'll buy mine instead. I was on episodes 9, 23, and 40. It's great to be with all of you and learn about you and hear your poems. Last summer, I came out with my third book, A Return. I don't know if you can see it, A Return from Elysium. It's on Amazon. A Return from Elysium, Racing Sisyphus Up the Mountain. It's my third book. More recently, just a couple of months ago, about 2 months ago, since my last appearance on the roundtable here, the New Jersey Bards Poetry Anthology. You can't really see it. There we go. Posted one of my poems in here, published one of my poems with about 60 other authors. So that is something I'm proud of. And I'm working on my fourth book, my fourth poetry book as well. And I'm also working on a novel that I've been working on for the last something years, and hopefully I'll get it finished at some point.
I know.
And I also have please follow me on YouTube. It's at A Benedict on YouTube, and believe it or not, I don't have a Facebook page, so that's one thing that's on my list of things to do. So I want to create a Facebook page, but that's pretty much what I've been up to, and doing a lot of performances in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area as well.
Very cool. All right, Mars.
I don't do anything. I my whole life has been consumed by my grad program at DePaul. I was the co-editor-in-chief of Crook and Folly, which is the student-run literary magazine there. I'm very happy to say that it is available online. So if you go to crookandfolly.com, you can read our issue. It's a beautiful issue. I'm very proud of it. There's great work in it, lovely, strong writing in it. And I feel very lucky that we had such a strong staff and team to get that out. In addition to that, I graduated since the last time I was on.
Congratulations.
So I turned in a thesis of short stories, speculative fiction, weird most of it is like basically dressed up monster erotica, so don't worry about it. But it did receive distinction, so that made me very happy. And I'm currently editing it so that I can maybe get a fellowship from it. I don't know. But just haven't been pursuing a lot of publishing, more just trying to get in that academic realm, get ready for PhD programs, see what happens. So
Awesome. Phil?
What I've been doing.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I do have a poem that is going to be published soon, but it is a finalist, so I can't say like where I submitted it for the competition yet. If you go to marselizabeth.com for any updates or to see my existing work, you can there.
okay.
I'm sorry, what was that website address?
Mars Elizabeth, like Elizabeth's just my middle name, so Mars
.com?
Robinson is taken. I'm so sorry. Can I share this? There is a poet named Mars Robinson who operates out of California, and he is ruining my life. I hate him so much. And there's only room for one of us in this world. I will Mortal Kombat this man. That's all I have to say.
We can make it an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, he's on Instagram too, so don't follow him. If you're looking for me, I'm Mars Noble Robinson on Instagram or marselizabeth.com. Do not find, a long brown-haired man with a guitar. That's not me. That's the other Mars Robinson. So, but shout out to
Got
him.
it.
Great poet, but also get off of my rock. All right.
All right. Phil, what have you been up to?
Just being retired and cooking and writing poetry, and just got back, like I said, from a road trip to New England. And we avoided the interstates. We took all the back roads, driving through the mountains, driving through the White Mountains, the Green Mountains, the Alleghenies, the Adirondacks, Adirondack. You know what I'm talking about. And, added 3 new birds to my bird list and 23 new beers and 10 new breweries. So ate some good food, had some good times. And my traveling companion, I've known him for over 50 years. We were partners in law enforcement, that is. And I was happy that his wife told him, go, you can go. So yay. It's better than traveling by yourself. So enjoyed it. And thinking of a couple of new trips coming up, maybe down to the Smokies, going to a powwow in September, just kind of chilling here, being retired, which is I like. So that's about it.
Nice.
So Matt, what are you up to?
Just trying to keep this podcast alive and running. Trying to expand things and do things. This advent of the around the table has been great. We've recently set up a merchandise site. We got some, You're the Poet swag out there for people to buy t-shirts, mugs, coaster, hats, things like that. And that's something that we're working on building and growing just to help support the podcast. Just getting a new lineup of guests coming up. So as we're approaching episode 50, that's exciting. And then when I get the chance, I try to do a little bit of writing when I can. Keep the whole idea I started this podcast was to get myself writing poetry more. So trying to make sure I do a little bit of that here and there. So Phil?
Yeah, Matt's talking about publishing our poetry book after the 50th episode, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to do a joint book, kind of featuring all of the poems that Phil and I have shared on the podcast. So we'll be putting that together, and it'll include the poems from the first 50 episodes that Phil and I shared.
Tony, I sympathize with you about your novel because mine was like that too. Started in the last century, finishing up now. So I hope to get that published one of these days.
Well, God, one of these days, right?
All right, guys. Well, let's get back into some more poetry. I'm going to go ahead and start off this round, and this is just a short poem I wrote. I wrote this on the flight back from Oregon. I've been on a quest to visit all 50 states here in the United States, and my wife and I finally made it to Oregon. We're also got to do some kayaking and trying to kayak in all 50 states as well. So I've got 49 states down. Oregon was state number 49, and we paddled on the Willamette River and up to a waterfall. And we also viewed some waterfalls there in Oregon. And so I had waterfalls on the mind. So this is a poem I wrote called Waterfall. To start anew my life in dreams, I flow back out into the sea, and through the rivers and the streams, I fall from heights that create me. Where land and land cannot agree, alas, it's there my water falls, and crashing down in thunderous calls, it leaves the watchers filled with glee. I fall from heights that create me, and through the rivers and the streams, I flow back out into the sea to start anew my life in dreams. Matthew Burgio. Mars?
I am a disaster writing rhyming poems, so I'm always so impressed by your ability to get like I don't know, just even just like this to that feeling of this like breath of air, right? Like this there's this thing where it's not just like I'm actually taking in the words and not trying to see how this line is going to end. And I feel like that usually happens to me with rhyming poems. So I really like that one. It was really nice, and it really the words didn't outshine the theme and the appreciation of the world around us, which is like really nice.
Thank you. Benedict?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of your stuff. I've read a lot of your stuff, Matt, and I love how you take nature. You do a lot with nature, and you blend and weave nature into a story that is relatable to a person's experience. So you've got the nature, the waterfall, and the water moving, and then bam, you falling. And a lot of your work does that, and I love that. I love that. I love the descriptiveness, and you did it again here. And from start to finish, tells a little story, and it's like a full circle, comes full circle. So great job.
Thank you. Gabrielle?
I really appreciated the line, I fall from heights that create me, and how it could be read literally like the waterfall is created because it's water falling from heights that create it. But also you can read it in a really abstract way. Like as human beings, we fall from heights that create us. And then maybe through like our struggles or our failures, that's how like our personality is developed and created. And then the repetition of that I thought was really effective.
Thank you. Yeah, so the form of this poem is a form that I keep trying to propagate, where they kind of come full circle, where it's the three stanzas, and the first and third stanza actually are the same four lines in opposite order. So and it fits well with these things that are sort of cyclical. So I thought the waterfall and its return to the ocean and things that it fit well with that form. So
Yeah, I was going to say, I really appreciated the story, basically the journey of it all, how it starts at the waterfall and ends at the sea, and how everything just comes in full circle.
Thank you. Phil?
I just noticed the form. I'd have to try that.
Oh, you're welcome to give it a shot.
I will. Okay.
All right. Well, from there, we're going to move on. Jonathan, you're the poet. Show us what you've got.
All right. This poem's called Breath Between Eternities. It's basically about living in the moment, not hanging on to the past or worrying about the future. It starts. Breathe deep. The stars have whispered you awake. The hush of the void broken and stirred. When silence ends and quantum pulses break, now every breath turns to atoms, then words. The cosmos begins to sing in dialects of dust, verse forged into nothingness with gravity and trust. Let go. The past is a dead star's light at best, a ghost of photons racing to appear. Its image is still glowing from unrest, but stripped of mass when met with fear. We chase reflections on a pool of glass. We find no future if tethered to the past. This moment, stitched in interstellar thread, a filament that hums beneath your skin, unwritten scripts from the stars that bled, a page in time that gods forgot to spend. The pulse you feel, it's not yours alone. It's carved in rings from Saturn's icy throne. You, the breath constellations keep, a blink between creation and decay, a dream the universe created in sleep, now lost by the breaking of the day. Yet in the moment, it's fleeting, raw, and true. The whole of time, it collapses onto you. Remind yourself this moment holds the key, not clocks, nor plans, or legacy we fabricate. But this breath, this fragile clarity, not luck nor fear, nor some celestial fate. It's here, it's now, it's nowhere else, and nowhere else remains. A stillness born from the stars in your verse. Let the future burn just beyond your reach, and let the past erode like ancient stone. The present is the only thing to learn or teach, a sacred flame that flickers when alone. Breathe in the dark, know it speaks your name. Know it's light, know it lights the void and tames the flame. Jonathan Phelps.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Such powerful imagery. I love all of your poetry lately, especially that you've been posted. I know I've commented on this on a few of your Facebook posts that you've got this really strong sense of imagery and the way you describe things. I loved your description of the past, saying the past is dead stars light at best. I really love that line. That just like talking about really looking back into the distance. That it's, there's the light of these dead stars. So very cool.
Thank you.
Benedict.
I think you had a line in there, Jonathan. The cosmos sings into dialects of dust. That's wonderful writing. I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong with that. That's what I
No,
think.
the cosmos begins to sing in dialects of dust.
Begins to sing in dialects. I mean, that's beautiful writing. But what I mean, the writing, the words were excellent, and the descriptiveness was fantastic. But you wove a story because you started with the atoms and this little thing right here, right? The little atom, and you expanded. All of a sudden, you're at like ton 618, the largest thing in the universe. You just came out. It was wonderful. I mean, and it's all what tied it in all together was the present moment. No matter what size and what aspect of the universe you're at is present moment.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
Thank you.
Gabrielle.
I love how the breath is mentioned in the beginning as like this focus point, and then you spin out to the broader universe and the dialects of dust. I noted that, and the past is this dead star's light. Just this wide universal kind of expansion, but then you come back to the breath and the present. I thought that was a really neat motion. I also enjoyed the line, we find no future if tethered to the past. And kind of the speaker seems like is struggling to let go of the past and really like be fully present in the moment with the breath, and coming back to the breath as a way of like grounding the self. Really worked well, I think.
Nice. Kevin, do you have any thoughts, sir?
Just want to say that brilliant imagery, very descriptive. I like how he played with his stanzas. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that brings us to our final poet. Gabrielle, you're the poet. Show us what you've got.
Okay, I'm going to read a poem called The Joining. And this is from my book, Points in the Network, which is on pre-sale right now. The Joining. Enclosed by houses, bars, warehouses, in our small city garden, greens grow to untold heights. Trumpeta squash sounds itself on our gutter. Corn reaches towards the sycamore with yellow flower tassels. With thumb and index finger, I pluck, harvest, until my hands stain green, fragrant with life's pulse, until emerald veins dig into mine and begin to move through my blood, throb with a wish to grow, inch their way into my heart, my brain, convert me to another form, meant to extend and lengthen, overtake human objects like our house, our fence, our roof. When my belly rumbles with the need for breakfast, I return to my human form, my thoughts filled with eggs, sausage, greens covered in olive oil. At night, restless with duties, obligations, I escape into the radicchios, lettuces, arugulas, water pool, feel a pressure pulse, draw life from beyond my ankles, my toes, reach into bed sheets for dirt, loam, hummus, to make me more than a jumble of human thoughts, make words form between stretching synapses, make syllables drop from my open lips, make meaning become firm, transmittable, capable of being emitted.
I just wanted to say I don't have the exact words, but this is a great example of your style overall. I've heard a lot of your poetry, both that you shared on the episode and just seen some of the video poetry that you've posted online. And you just have this very unique style that is yours that I love. And just the way you describe the everyday things and you really set the picture and um, just the experience that you can picture what's going on. And I love that about your work, that this style that you have. Phil?
I think that's the first time I ever heard arugula in a poem.
Benedict?
First time I heard radicchio in a poem.
Uh,
I really enjoyed that one. It was also very stylistic, very sharp, crisp, and raw. I thought, yeah, and there was a simplicity about it that was also very complex. I thought, Gabrielle, and it had me wondering what prompted you and your experiences and your past to really put something like this together. And I was trying to imagine you in a typical day that puts you into these, putting your hands into the dirt and all that. But I really admired that closeness to the earth. And I think you had the one line, the mixed syllables drop from, what was it? Mixed syllables drop from, I can't remember.
From drop from my open
lips. Oh, yeah, that's a great line. That's a great line. It's a really nice job on this one. Enjoyed it.
Phil?
Hey, Gabriel, you write a lot about food, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
It's an obsession. I used to cook for a living, and I can't stop thinking about food, even though I teach now for a living.
Yeah, you're Sicilian. That's why.
Mars?
Yes. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm probably projecting. I don't know. For me, listening, it feels like kind of it taps into the duality of humanity, the constraints that we kind of have as we like what we eat at certain times, where we also have this innate wildness in us. But there was something about this almost like an edge of sensuality, right? When you take those phrases like open lips that kind of bring femininity into focus. And it made me really feel like, oh, wow, this poem really exhibits what it feels like to be a woman. So I just really appreciated the way that it felt hearing it.
I liked when you were talking about waking up, how you return to your human form. That's a very good way of explaining it.
Nice. Yeah, Kevin, do you have any thoughts there?
Nothing much, just a short and sweet comment. It was brilliantly written. I like a poetic style. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys all for sharing and coming on. Give me just a second, and we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. Phil, do you have a comment there?
Well, I want to ask Jonathan about his songs.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, who's going to put them out? Do you have the artists?
They haven't really given me a whole lot. They basically sent me a contract with saying the amount they were going to give me and the amount of royalties I would get. They haven't given me the artists yet. They said they would send me demos when they had them, and that's really about it. They were very, very secretive of it. But I looked the guy up, and he is not a small time producer. He produces quite a few people out of Nashville. So
Hey, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let us know when it comes out.
I will. I'll send you a copy of the demo when I get it.
Okay.
All right, as we wrap things up, we want to let our listeners know that we are grateful that you've taken the time to tune in. We hope you're enjoying the poetry shared here, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast and share it with others. If you would like to support You're the Poet and what we are doing here, we have set up a patron site at buymeacoffee.com/you'rethepoet. Thank you for your support as we continue to grow. After some feedback and questions about You're the Poet merchandise, we have set up an online store where fans of the podcast can grab some swag, including hats, mugs, t-shirts, and a coaster. You can find the link on our website, podcast, and social media pages, or directly at your-the-poet.printify.me. Help support the podcast and share your love of poetry with the world. If you've written any poetry and you want to share it here, whether you just have an interest in poetry, consider yourself an amateur poet, or are a professional poet with published works, contact us to be a guest on a future episode. Please check out our website and various social media outlets to help keep up to date with You're the Poet, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website, you'rethepoet.com. Until next time, Phil, thanks for joining us.
Anytime it's good to see these people.
Yeah, hey, Benedict.
Thank you.
Gabrielle.
Thank you guys so much for having us on.
Jonathan.
Always a pleasure.
And Kevin.
Yes, it was a blessing being here.
Thank you, guys, and goodbye.